Elara lived in a small, welcoming cottage nestled at the very edge of the whispering woods. As twilight deepened its hues, painting the sky in shades of amethyst and deep indigo, her home became a beacon of warmth against the encroaching cool of the evening. Inside, a low, crackling fire danced in the hearth, casting flickering shadows that seemed to hum gentle tales upon the walls. The scent of brewing chamomile tea mingled with the faint, comforting aroma of dried lavender, creating an atmosphere of profound tranquility. Elara herself, with kind eyes and hands accustomed to gentle tasks, sat by her window, watching the first hesitant stars prick through the velvet curtain of the night. It was a ritual, this quiet observation, a moment to feel the world settle around her before she, too, settled into the soft embrace of slumber. On this particular evening, however, the familiar tapestry of nightfall unveiled an unexpected thread. From the inky depths above, the deepest part of the woods, something delicate began to drift. It was not a leaf, nor a firefly, but a tiny, five-pointed star-petal, shimmering with an ethereal, soft silver light. It descended slowly, almost hesitantly, its gentle fall accompanied by the faintest whisper of a melody, a tune so delicate, so fragile, it sounded like a forgotten lullaby trying to recall its own notes. Elara leaned closer to the cool glass, her brow furrowed not with worry, but with a deep, intuitive understanding. This was a lost whisper, a fragment of a dream perhaps, meant to guide someone into peaceful sleep, but now adrift, searching for its way. Its song was beautiful, yet carried a subtle current of yearning, an incompleteness that tugged gently at Elara's heart. The star-petal hovered for a moment just outside her window, its tiny light pulsing softly, as if seeking reassurance. Then, with a gentle, almost imperceptible turn, it began to drift slowly towards the entrance of the whispering woods, its soft song fading a little with each silent inch it travelled. Elara knew, with a certainty that settled deep in her soul, as she could not let this lost whisper wander alone. A forgotten lullaby was a sadness the world did not need. With a quiet resolve, she rose, slipped on her softest shawl, and extinguished the lamp, allowing the starlight and the star-petal's glow to guide her. Stepping out into the cool, silent night, she followed the faint, shimmering trail, her heart filled with a gentle purpose, stepping gently into the unknown, drawn by the quiet call of a song that needed to find its way home. The whispering woods. By day, a familiar tapestry of sun-dappled greens and earthy browns, transformed under the cloak of night into a realm of hushed enchantment. Here, moonlight filtered through the ancient canopy in silver shafts, illuminating paths not seen by day. Moss-covered stones glowed with a faint, otherworldly luminescence, tracing pathways through the tangled roots. Bioluminescent flowers, their petals unfurling only after dusk, pulsed with soft blues and greens like tiny silent beacons guiding the way. The air itself seemed to hum with forgotten stories, carried on breezes that whispered secrets through the rustling leaves. Elara, her steps light and careful, followed the star-petal, which now danced just ahead, a tiny silver beacon against the deeper shadows. Its melody, though still faint, felt a little stronger here, as if the magic of the woods nurtured its fragile tune. Her journey led her deeper, past trees whose branches intertwined like ancient hands, forming natural archways adorned with shimmering spider silk that caught the moonlight like scattered diamonds. The sounds of the night were not alarming but soothing, the soft hoot of an owl, a distant chorus of crickets, and the gentle sigh of the wind through the pines. The star-petal paused sometimes, hovering over a particular patch of glowing ferns, its melody growing momentarily clearer, as if waiting for Elara to catch up, to understand. She noticed that when she hummed the soft, wordless countertune, the star-petal seemed to shimmer brighter, its light momentarily expanding before resuming its gentle drift. It was a silent conversation, a tender exchange between seeker and sought. Presently, a large, silver-winged night moth, its scales dusted with moonlight, fluttered down from a high branch. It landed gently on Elara's outstretched hand, its delicate antennae twitching. Its eyes, like tiny polished opals, seemed to hold ancient wisdom. It did not speak in words, but in a gentle cascade of shimmering dust that fell from its wings, forming a momentary glowing arrow on the path ahead, pointing towards a barely visible winding trail. Elara understood. This was a guide, a guardian of the moonlit paths. With a soft nod of thanks, she watched as the night moth took flight, spiraling upward and then gently leading the star-petal further into the heart of the woods, its silver wings catching the glow of the distant aurora that now painted the sky above the deepest part of the forest. The path grew narrower, winding through groves of towering ancient oaks whose broad trunks seemed to hold the very memories of the forest. Here, the challenge was gentle observation. The star-petal would sometimes dip low, its melody shifting subtly, signaling a turn or a hidden passage. Elara learned to listen, not just with her ears, but with her heart, attuned to the slightest change in the air, the softest rustle of leaves, the particular way the glowing moss shimmered. Once she almost missed a turn, but a family of tiny field mice, their fur like brushed velvet under the moonlight, scurried out, their bright eyes looking up at her. They nudged a path of tiny, moon-dusted berries towards a cluster of thick roots, indicating the correct way forward. They offered no words, only silent, helpful gestures, before vanishing back into the shadows with a faint squeak. Deeper still, the trees began to grow taller, their branches intertwining more thickly, creating a grand, natural cathedral ceiling. The bioluminescent flowers grew denser here, forming carpets of soft light that pulsed in rhythmic waves, like a silent, living heartbeat. The air grew sweeter, carrying the scent of night-blooming jasmine and dew-kissed earth. The star-petal, now more vibrant, circled the particularly ancient gnarled tree, whose bark resembled a sleeping face. Here, the melody became clearer still, a complete fragment of a lullaby, beautiful and profoundly comforting, yet still carrying that subtle echo of a search, a longing to find its perfect harmony. Elara knew she was close. The very air around her thrummed with gentle magic, a silent symphony of dreams waiting to unfold. Finally, the dense canopy gave way, and Elara stepped into a breathtaking clearing. This was the heart of the Dreamwood, a place of profound, hushed beauty. Towering, ancient trees, their trunks like pillars reaching towards the heavens, ringed the space. Their uppermost branches seemed to dissolve into a perpetually swirling aurora of soft, shifting colors. Gentle lavenders, soft aquamarines, and tender rose golds that danced and intermingled across the night sky, illuminating the clearing with an ethereal glow. In the very center of this sacred space lay a shimmering, perfectly still pool, its surface reflecting the celestial dance above. This was the pool where lost whispers and stray dream fragments sometimes gathered, patiently awaiting their destined path. The star-petal, as if drawn by an invisible thread, drifted directly towards the shimmering pool. Its melody, now clear and resonant, filled the clearing, a tender, wordless lullaby full of warmth and peace. As it reached the surface of the water, it did not sink, but hovered for a moment, its silver light pulsing in time with the lullaby. Then, from the depths of the pool, a larger, softly glowing dream orb began to rise. It pulsed with a gentle, milky light, revealing within its translucent sphere the faint, beautiful imagery of a sleeping child's dream. A tiny, cozy bedroom, a teddy bear clutched close, and the peaceful, innocent face of a child in slumber. The star-petal, with a soft, final shimmer, gently touched the surface of the dream orb. At that instant, the fragment of a lullaby it carried flowed into the orb, not as a separate sound, but as an essential, missing harmony. The dream orb's glow deepened, and the dream within seemed to settle, becoming perfectly clear, perfectly still. The subtle yearning in the star-petal's melody vanished, replaced by a profound sense of completeness, a harmonious warmth that radiated outwards. It was as if a puzzle piece, long adrift, had finally found its rightful place, completing a beautiful picture of peace and secure rest for the sleeping child. Elara watched, her heart swelling with quiet awe and a gentle happiness. She understood then that the star-petal was not just lost, it was a delivery, a small act of cosmic kindness meant to ensure a child's dream was perfectly whole, perfectly comforting. The feeling that permeated the clearing was one of pure, uncomplicated connection, the silent, invisible thread linking the vastness of the cosmos to the smallest, most intimate moments of human sleep. She felt a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, how even a stray whisper of a lullaby played an essential role in the grand, gentle dance of the world. A deep sense of peace settled over her, a warmth that radiated from her chest outwards, joining with the soft glow of the dream orb and the swirling aurora above. With the lullaby returned to its rightful dream, a serene quiet descended upon the heart of the dreamwood. The star-petal, its mission complete, faded gently back into the shimmering waters of the pool, its essence now woven into the beautiful tapestry of the child's slumber. Elara turned, her steps now imbued with a quiet lightness, beginning her journey back through the whispering woods. The path, once a gentle unknown, now felt familiar and welcoming, each bioluminescent fern and glowing moss-covered stone, a friendly marker. The night moth, from a high branch, dipped its wings in a silent farewell as she passed, and the field mice peered from their hiding spots, offering tiny, knowing squeaks. The woods, though still shrouded in night, felt subtly different now. The whispers in the leaves seemed to carry not just stories, but echoes of the lullaby, a soft, comforting resonance that lingered in the air. Elara carried no physical token of her journey, but a profound sense of quiet accomplishment nestled in her heart. She had helped a lost piece of magic find its way home, and in doing so, had woven a new thread of connection into the world. As she neared the familiar outline of her cottage, she noticed something extraordinary. On her doorstep, nestled amongst the dew-kissed morning glories, lay a single, newly formed star-petal, slightly smaller than the one she had followed, but shimmering with the same gentle silver light. It was a gift, a silent thank you from the dreamwood, a token of appreciation for her kindness. Stepping back into her cottage, the air inside felt even warmer, even cozier than before. The scent of lavender and chamomile seemed to deepen, embracing her like a soft blanket. She placed the tiny star-petal on her windowsill, where its faint glow added a new, gentle light to her home. The world outside was beginning its slow awakening, the deepest indigo of night giving way to the first hints of pearly grey on the horizon. Elara brewed herself a fresh cup of chamomile tea, her hands still tingling with the memory of the star-petal's soft light. She sat by the window again, watching the sky lighten, feeling a deep, abiding peace settle over her. The journey had been gentle, its purpose profound, and now, with the world quiet and safe, she felt ready to drift into her own peaceful dreams, carrying the harmonious echo of the lullaby within her heart, knowing that all was well and all was exactly as it should be.